Hello everybody. Happy Sunday. This is Honeybee again. And if you don't know, I am going week by week and trying to decipher my career because you know what? It's a time for a change after 10 years in one industry, hospitality. I am kind of sick and tired of it, and I am done with just being complacent with my life. So, we are going week by week. First one was graphic design, sort of a little cheat code, because I am an artist. I have art history, arts management, studio art, and the reason I did that was because it was my first week doing it. One, two, it was I was having a little bit of a struggle because I realized that I was not going to get the job that I had wanted, and had basically sacrificed a lot of my life last year, and mental health and regular health to do. See the little, you can clearly see. So I decided to start off easy, and I did graphic design / digital design. And I'm going to give you my review of it. I watched several videos. Is graphic design a good career? Was the very first one, by Creative Director Explains on YouTube. I did quite a few YouTube videos. I knew kind of the basics, so I didn't really need a whole bunch. I did Understanding the Principles of Design, just to catch back up onto it, because it's been a while. I mean, I've hospitality for 10 years, which means I haven't taken that course in 14 years. No, I haven't taken the course in 12 years, because it was 2014 when I first went to college. So I just briefly did that, and How to Be a Graphic Designer in 2025. That one I liked. That one was clear and precise. That one's by Ani, I believe, at Empty Studio, also on YouTube. And a lot of YouTube ones. I was doing Craftsy, which is not sponsored, but Craftsy is an app, and they had a whole bunch of colors and principles of design and everything. So quite a few different videos on that. The reason I like graphic design is, one, it's art, which I'm writing down just so I have a memory. So I am writing down. I even have notes from the videos, and like what we need to do, what I need to do, what's going on. So I have that. I like that it's art, and I like that it's utilizing my talents. I also don't like that it's art, ironically, because I feel like if I keep doing something that I love, I may not be able to tolerate it if I lose interest. I think I would not be in a good headspace if I just gave up on being an artist. And I'm perfectly okay with keeping art as a sort of as a way to calm down, a way to be myself. So it's a good and bad thing. It's art. Good / bad thing. And then another thing I liked was I could be remote if I wanted to. So the problem with that is, if I be remote, I have to be my own boss. And I don't know if that's such a good idea. Because then I would have to grab contracts, I have to do other things. A lot of times graphic designers need to be in the space. They don't have to be, but they don't need to be in this. They need to be in the space. At least the graphic designer I know, Jill, who works at my job now, she does not need an assistant, which is kind of, I would love to be her assistant. But it's just not feasible. But I like that it's remote, which means I could potentially move back to Florida, or I could potentially sell my entire life and get a camper van and travel around and make postcards and make all kinds of stuff. Bed sheets with national, parks and stuff on there, and for kids and all kinds of stuff. Wallpapers and so I could potentially do that, and I'm okay with that because I would love to travel. I have never been west of Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee is the farthest west I've ever been, and it was thrilling when I went to Nashville. It was a different scenery. And the next thing that I really like about it is it felt good. It felt good being back into it. It felt good just dedicating my time to art, even though I only used Procreate and Canva, because I did not have the necessary money to do Adobe or to do those, because those are expensive, and for a 1 week thing to test out, not worth it. But Adobe that's fine. I'm a very quick learner. I literally learned how to check in and check out people in 2 days with a sophisticated system that literally was built in the 90s. So I think I can pretty much figure it out with also the help, because we grow, we learn. Just continue watching videos to help yourself, help myself in this instance. Bad things, once again, the art I don't want to be stuck in that trap where it doesn't feel good anymore if something doesn't go right. And that always scares me, because something doesn't go right. There's always that big, but knowing my luck, knowing how things go, it's not going to start off pretty, and it's going to take a while for me to start up. That's the next biggest bad thing. Is pay is flexible, kind of. You can work at $20,000 a year, or you could go up to probably $500,000, if not more. And to be in this business and it takes a while as a startup to be in the graphic designer world, especially since a lot of it is kind of oversaturated. It could take about 2 to 3 years maybe to kick off to get in a decent place. Sometimes never. I know another graphic designer that he had to start doing car wraps as a side, and I think he hasn't done graphic design in 5-6 years because there's no money in it for him on his end, the way he does graphic design. So different things for different people, I guess, but it's just that uncertainty, and I need to be certain. So I think if I'm going to do graphic design, how I would do it is I would combine it with something else. So I would combine it with, it would be a side job or a side hustle until I could get that up and running, until I can know for sure that I'm making like $60,000 or $80,000, till I have that security. I'm not going to be in that $30,000 range. That's what I am now. I need to be out of that range. I need to be making more than that. And that's never a guarantee in the graphic design. It's not really a guarantee in a lot of things, but I kind of need it to help me pay off student loans, to help me go through life, to not be basically poor, which is what I'm struggling with now, and it probably will struggle with for a while. So that's that. So I overall rank graphic design and digital design 3.5 out of 5 stars, not because I don't like it, but because I'm so uncertain, and I love graphic design, and everybody keeps saying, oh, do graphic design. I'm like, just do that. Just give up on all the other weeks. And I'm like, I want to be certain what I want to do in life. Who knows? Maybe I would like to be a pilot, or maybe I'd like to be a therapist, or maybe I'd like to be a writer, or who knows? I mean, I do have an AA degree in creative writing, so it's not like it's a big hop and leap to do that either. Though there's not much money in that either, unless you're continuously pumping out books. So that's, yeah, it's 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is very high rating for me. Though I loved it and though it was fun, it's just is what it is. Give me one moment and I'll be right back. And I'm going to pause the video. And then I am going to go grab my, I'm going to grab what I did in my little completed projects. All right. This first one is a t-shirt design. That I started off with a basic t-shirt design. It is called I Am the Fish Lady. And there's a really cute story behind it. But a little girl came up to me in Michael's. There's a lot more backstory, but I won't go into it. And she said, "Oh my goodness, you're the fish lady." And I thought, this little girl's nuts. Turns out she's not. Actually, not so short backstory. I taught a group of kindergartners. This was a 4th grader, so it was several years later. I taught a group of kindergartners how to make fish lanterns. So I'm the fish lady officially, and so I thought, well, let me make a t-shirt design. And so I put a little country in it, because I am a little country, and I put I am the fish lady with little fish lanterns, and I made that on Canva. I did Honeybee and Sassafras. There's probably an easier, nicer way to do this, but Honeybee and Sassafras, I put me in a little trailer. I put the honeybee, because my name means honeybee, and Sassafras, which is my cat, right there. And I kind of figured I can make that into a decal or something and make it really cute and everything. Surprisingly, yellow is not my favorite color. However, I actually really liked this yellow, and so I was really proud of that. Let's see, let's go through. I did a book design, Hollamore Chronicles, The Disappearance of Guardians. It will be the book that I will be working on, wink wink, for a future video, maybe next week. And I decided to go ahead and make the wonderful title page, the front of the book, while I was at it. And I also think that's another thing, is like, I'm very specific in what I like when I make things, and I am so worried that people are gonna just be like, that's ugly, that's horrible, that's, why are you making art? And it's like, well, I kind of just make art for me now, to relieve stress, and a cookbook I am working on. Obviously, it shows that it's in Canva, and it's called Honeybee and Sassafras Cookbook, non-chef's guide to easy meals and recipes, because I cheat when I make recipes, as per always. I make really quick, like, meals, like sometimes 10 minutes at most, because I don't have the patience or the chef skill. And then I had several different ones. I thought of starting a podcast, which wink wink is another one. But Monday Melissa, this is one of them. This is another one. This is another one. And this is another one. And this is one. And it continues again, because it likes to download twice on my computer for some reason. So that's my podcast design, which I'll be starting hopefully later. Here's one of my surface pattern designs. I like it. I love it because it's green. It's pretty. It has flowers. And then let's see. And I created these in Procreate. Here's another one. Cherry blossoms, my favorite flower. Let's see. I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry. I'm nervous. I'm getting there. I'm getting used to it. It'll take me a while to stop saying eclectic moonlight art. That is the business I would begin if I can. That would be like end all be all cool business where it's an art studio. I call it eclectic moonlight art. Here is another surface pattern design. And I did not get to finish it because I got some news this week that they are going to officially give me a person to train for night audit, and I kind of was excited getting paperwork and stuff and getting their checklist up and ready, so I didn't get to complete it all. I didn't get to complete everything I did, but I still think I've done a very good job so far, hopefully. And then this is BVF, which stands for Baxter Valley Farms, and that is a branding or like a ranch crest. I did one because along with Eclectic Moonlight like art studios, I would love to own a farm. I have so many ambitions. But I would love to own a farm that teaches about agricultural and teaches about all these like teaches all about agriculture and just day-to-day operations and how much does it actually, cost and how much does it actually impact the environment. I'm a very big environmentalist, and I am very big into agricultural environmentalism and how much of an impact, which isn't actually as much as you think. It actually, a lot of stuff is net zero. So I always like to give that little nugget of information. Farmers are actually, the small time farmers are actually more healthy for the environment than big time farmers. And I always suggest look into family farms and look into that if people are wanting to do things like that. Here's another one. It's very purple. That is another surface pattern design. And then here is another one. I have not colored this one in, so there we go. But it's honeybees and flowers. And all the different flowers, FYI, are the different types of flowers honeybees they get honey from. Yay! So I was thinking that would be a really cool scarf to do. I don't know what colors I'd want. I think I originally planned for blue and gold, but I think I might change that to a little bit subtler because a lot of people don't like the dark, harsh colors. They like a little bit lighter colors. So I think I might change that color design. So that is all I did for graphic design. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had so much fun this week designing books, designing podcasts, kind of setting me up for later in the weeks and the episodes. So my next one, I'll preface this. My next one was supposed to be a finance/accounting. I think I'm going to move it down to where the writer is, and I'm going to move the writing up. And you might be like, Melissa, why are you changing up the script? Well, this week I I'm going to be really busy training people. And not only am I training one person, I'm training two people in two totally different areas of the job, of hospitality. And so I figured I'm going to do what's best mentally for me. And I am going to change it up, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna try to be as concise as possible. Next time I'm gonna try to work on things. But I thoroughly enjoyed this week. I thoroughly enjoyed researching everything, and maybe I should become a researcher. I should probably put that down as well as an option. I am going to put that down, researcher. And I'm spelling it wrong. That's okay. I'm dyslexic. And you know, I'm exploring things. I'm exploring everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed some of my art and some of my things. But oh, won't let me officially put it on the board. Huh, that might be a good idea. So I'm gonna be a writer for my second week. Once again, it is a little bit of a cheat, so I apologize. It's not gonna be something I'm not used to, only because I just need that one boost, and two, I'm training two people in two very different positions at my job, so it'll be interesting. And I am making a sound with the pen, and that's what the clicking is. And yeah, all right, I love you guys. Be cool, be kind. Thank you for letting me ramble, and thank you for joining me on my journey to find out what I'm actually passionate about, what I love. Thank you for being here, and yeah, just being kind. And it is nighttime. I decide to do a fire pit. So how about do some, if you don't have a fire burn, do some little bit of a fire pit, and cook some hot dogs on the fire, or maybe some corn on the cob, and enjoy, have fun, and have a great week. See you Wednesday. Hopefully I'll do better on updating people, because this past Wednesday I did not. Well, I'm getting there. I promise. Bye.